Hey everyone, this is Mike from theparkprodigy.com.
And on today's video, we're going to break down the differences between Universal's Dockside Endless Summer Resort versus Universal Surfside Endless Summer Resort. And of course, these are both two of the newest hotels at Universal Orlando, and they both are value resorts, and they do come in at a great price of starting below $100 per night, which is why so many families are taking a look and trying to figure out which one of these two hotels are their best fit for their next Universal Orlando vacation. So if you are in the process of planning a Universal Orlando trip and you're thinking about staying at any of these hotels, just be sure to stick around till the end of this video. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, we are about to break down the differences between Universal's Endless Summer Dockside versus Universal's Endless Summer Surfside. And if you do stick around to the end of this video, I will drop a promo code which you actually can use on our website, theparkprodigy.com, to book a discounted Universal Orlando vacation package. But let's jump right in and let's start with what are the differences, what should we be looking out for, and we're going to kind of break it down right off the bat. And in general, when breaking down the differences between these two hotels, Surfside Inn & Suites is going to be the smaller of the two when compared to Dockside. So Dockside Inn & Suites has 2,000 rooms, and then Universal's Endless Summer Surfside only has 750 rooms. And I think that is the biggest difference for a lot of families. One of these hotels is just completely smaller and a little bit more convenient than the other hotels. And the smaller of the two is Surfside if you're specifically looking for that. And we would say that the difference between the size also makes its ways into amenities, as you'll see as we break down. Dockside is just in general going to have more amenities. And then what I also thought was interesting, that there was actually differences between the prices too. And I do think that it will have a lot to do with just the differences between the two rooms. So let's now start to jump into the basics, and let's start with the theming, where what is the difference between the theming between Dockside and Surfside? And I would just say in general, they're almost identical, right? Universal is going to give us a little spin on the difference between them, but from a feel and look standpoint, if you were just sitting in one building versus the other, they're almost the exact same feel. So Dockside Inn & Suites is meant to make you feel like you're on a bonfire at the beach. All around there are sunset themes with a sandy color scheme throughout. You will find more natural and warm colors in the lobby, which complement the giant pieces of driftwood that creates the centerpiece of the sitting area. Over to Surfside, throughout the Surfside Hotel, you will find beautiful bright blue and white and vibrant colored surfboards on the walls, floors, and anywhere else you look. The Surfside lobby has chandeliers that look like ocean bubbles, which complement the surfboard name sign right underneath it. So again, very similar. From a location standpoint, what is the difference between, where are these two located? Is one going to be more convenient than the other? And we would say there's really no significant difference in both locations. Both Endless Summer Resort campuses are about a mile away from the Universal Orlando theme parks, and they're pretty much right across the street from each other. You could pretty much walk to one from the other. So it's apples to apples from a location standpoint. And we would say the biggest thing would probably be the shuttle buses, but again, from a shuttle bus transportation standpoint to and from the parks, they're running every 15 minutes. So there's really no there's really no difference there. I also would say, from my personal experience and some of the things that I read online, some guests have said that the lines to get onto the buses are typically going to be longer at Endless Summer Dockside, just because there's more guests staying at that hotel. I haven't really seen huge differences, but of course I have seen I personally have seen a couple extra minutes here and there. Okay, so let's jump over to the rooms, and again, they're both very similar when it comes to the rooms. So both of them, the standard rooms are 313 square feet with 2 queen beds and a separate bathroom with a separate vanity. They also have these really affordable 2-bedroom suites, quote unquote. You'll go and look at those 2-bedroom suites, because I would say sometimes they throw guests off where there's not an actual living area in between two of them. The living area is kind of shared with one of the bedrooms, but the 2-bedroom suites are very affordable for families of 5 or 6, and they do have 440 square feet with 2 bedrooms, just like I said, kitchenette, dining area, bathroom, vanity area, and accommodations, like I said, for up to 6 guests. So both Surfside and Dockside offer standard rooms and the 2-bedroom suites with identical sizes and amenities within the rooms themselves. Now, where it really gets interesting, and we're going to jump into the pricing next, And both of these hotels, the marketing is the standard and the pool view rooms are starting at $91 per night, and the 2 bedroom starts at $136 per night. Both of these hotels pretty much have, they say that they start at the exact same thing. What I thought was interesting though is I went and I looked at actual pricing this morning before I recorded this video, and I did see Dockside a little bit more affordable than Surfside. And honestly, though, that makes complete sense because Dockside has so many more rooms. Surfside, is a smaller hotel. Probably more guests are looking for convenience and want to stay at Surfside if they're looking for convenience. So the price differences there made a lot more sense to me. But what I saw was that Dockside was actually $124 for a standard room, and Surfside was $139 for a standard room. So not terribly different, but still different. When we jump into that 2 bedroom, I saw that Dockside was $186 per night compared to Surfside at $206 per night. So again, not a huge difference, but I guess the $20 per night right there, that can be the difference between, an extra night or whatever it might be, depending on how many nights you're staying. So next we're going to jump into the dining. And again, because Dockside is the larger of the two, it does have a little bit more when it comes to dining. And we've also seen more options in the quick service dining at Dockside. I will state that as well. But Dockside is going to have Pier 8 Market, which is a quick service cafeteria where grab and go items like salads, soups, sandwiches, burgers, pizzas, chicken, and waffles, and so much more. Dockside also has the Wave Makers Pool Bar, which is a pool bar that serves cocktails, frozen drinks, wine, beer, and amenities. They also have the Oasis Pool Bar, which is another pool bar that serves alcoholic beverages and smoothies. They have the Sunset Lounge, which is bright and fun lobby bar that serves alcoholic beverages, and then they have a Starbucks. Over to Surfside, we do have the Beach Break Cafe, which is a quick service casual food court that offers food like burgers, burritos, chicken, salads, and pizzas. And again, guests have said that there's just not as many options at the Beach Break Cafe as over at Pier 8 Market, and I've also seen that myself. They also do, at Surfside, they do have the Sandbar, which is a laid-back, a poolside bar that serves cocktails, beer, frozen drinks, and smoothies, and then they have a Starbucks. So as you can see, and we'll kind of tie this into the next one. So when it comes to amenities and stuff like that, both resorts offer simple pools, a fitness center, and a game room. Now, Dockside has 2 pools, as you could probably tell from the 2 different pool bars. Dockside has 2 pools, and compared to Surfside, Surfside only has 1 pool. But I would also say, even when you break it down, when you start to break the amenities down and you say, well, even if you break down like 2 pools for 2,000 people compared to 1 pool for 750 guests, I would still say that like Surfside, even though they only have the 1 pool, I would say apples to apples is probably less crowded at Surfside than over at Dockside. The other really, interesting thing when breaking down the amenities is that the cool thing is that both of them have Starbucks, which I think is really, really amazing. But for guests who are looking for, to grab a cocktail before maybe they go back to the park at night, or to grab something before they go to have dinner at City Walk, the Dockside Resort does have that Sunset Lounge, which they don't have over in Surfside. So overall, which is the best hotel for families when you're trying to figure out Dockside versus Surfside? And just like it sounds, if you're looking for the most amenities and if you're looking to really, get the most, the poolside bars plus the lobby bars, Dockside might be the best choice for you. Also, when you start to break down the pricing standpoint, yes, if you're trying to save as much as possible, then Dockside, from a pricing the way it looks right now, is going to be the more affordable of the 2. But if you're looking for convenience and, like we said, the smaller hotels and easier access to the pool bars, easier access to the stops for the buses, easier access to the food and stuff like that, then you'll want to stay at Surfside because, again, it is just the smaller of the 2. The one thing I would say too is, just from my own personal experience staying over in Dockside, the lines for the elevators at night can be really, really long. Also, just like it sounds, because there's 2,000 rooms, Dockside is really, it kind of feels like a college campus where there's hallways going everywhere. There's just so much going on at these hotels. It's just like it sounds. It's a bigger resort, so that might not work for some families. I personally just prefer Surfside just because I would rather be closer to everything, and I'd rather pay a little bit more to do that. Again, you're looking for the quieter hotel. Of the 2, I would go and lean towards Surfside. But really, in a nutshell, that's it. Like, those are the differences between the 2. They're both very, very similar in a lot of ways. And then, in these other ways, they are different. But as you can see, there really is a fit for, every size, budget, whatever you're looking for. I do think between the 2, there's something that might work for you on your next Universal Orlando vacation. And that is pretty much it, everyone. That is the differences between Universal Orlando Dockside versus Universal Surfside. I really, really hope that you found this video helpful. And like I said, if you are in the process of planning a Universal Orlando trip and you do need a little additional help, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. And as a thank you for sticking around all the way to the end of this video, you can go and use promo code MAGIC50 to get an extra $50 off a discounted Universal Orlando vacation package of a hotel plus tickets. You do have to book that at theparkprodigy.com, but you will have a personal vacation planner, and we will make sure you are as prepared as possible for your next Universal Orlando trip. As always, thank you guys again so much for checking out this video, and until next time, I will talk to you soon.